What roles has Daveed Diggs nabbed on upcoming Disney and Pixar projects? Which Hamilton star is set to appear in the new Matrix movie? And can we expect a Hamilton sequel? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching OSSA. Christopher Jackson as George Washington. George Washington may have been the first president of the USA, but Jackson is no newbie when it comes to acting. After Hamilton, he headed for the silver screen. Jackson plays Chuck Palmer in Bull, a courtroom drama loosely based on Dr. Phil's early career, where he stars alongside Michael Weatherly of NCIS fame. But he's also seriously musical. After his first studio album in 2010, Jackson has been busy with his second album, while working as a composer and songwriter for Sesame Street. And the children's show has a special place in his heart. Since Jackson's son was diagnosed with autism in 2007, he's been a vocal supporter of Culture City, an autism outreach program started by Sesame Street. Jackson must have really enjoyed working with Lin Manuel Miranda, because he's admitted that he's involved with another two projects with him, the film adaptations of Miranda's In the Heights and Tick Tick Boom. Now if only we had release dates for those. Okieriete Onaodowan as Hercules Mulligan and James Madison. The mighty Oak is proving his mettle in the acting world. After a role in the 2017 film Person to Person, the actor snagged a role in the Grey's Anatomy spin-off, Station 11, as fireman and heartthrob Dean Miller. The show is currently on its fourth season, proving that fire departments make for good TV, just like hospitals. But Oak has also attached his name to some pretty awesome upcoming projects. Apart from a movie about Generation X and the silly stunts they get up to, he's due to appear in John Krasinski's A Quiet Place 2. Keep your ears to the ground for that one, guys, because it's gonna be awesome. Philippa Soo as Eliza Hamilton. Since playing Lin Manuel's onstage wife on Broadway, Philippa Soo has become quite the regular on the theater circuit. A year after lending her voice to the soundtrack of Moana in 2016, Soo appeared in the stage adaptation of the 2001 French rom-com Amélie as the title character. Later in 2017, she was back on stage in The Parisian Woman. We're sensing a theme here. Soo must be a Francophile. This play was the brainchild of Beau Willimon, the man behind Netflix's House of Cards, and also featured Uma Thurman as the leading lady. 2017 was a pretty epic year for Philippa Soo. In addition to these two plays, she also got married to Rescue Me actor Steven Pascal. This may explain why she partially vanished from the public eye. After tying the knot, Soo took a 2-year hiatus before her next acting role. That's some honeymoon. In 2019, Soo joined the CBS family for a role in the military drama The Code. Though it only aired for one season, Soo's performance likely impressed the people who matter, because she's set to appear on the big screen soon. The actress has just wrapped up filming The Broken Hearts Gallery, a romantic comedy directed by Selena Gomez, and which features Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things. What's not to love? Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr. Odom Jr. may have been the actor responsible for killing Alexander Hamilton on stage, but there's nothing homicidal about his career. After leaving Hamilton in 2016, he released his second album, called Simply Christmas, before appearing alongside Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz in the 2017 remake of Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. The following year, Odom Jr. showed that he was a man of many talents when he published a book, Failing Up, a memoir that follows Odom's journey in showbiz and the lessons that the entertainer learned along the way. 2 years ago, he joined CBS's $1 as Randall Abatsy. Despite the show only airing for a single season, Odom Jr. is in high demand. Last year, he released his third album, Mr., a passion project featuring songs that the actor explains started as journal entries. Whenever I realize that it's going to be out in the world, I get butterflies like it's opening night. I feel so great. Also in 2019, this guy obviously doesn't sleep, he was involved in Harriet, a biopic about Harriet Tubman in which he played William Still, the man who helped Tubman escape slavery. And he's still not done. There seems to be nothing that Odom Jr. can't do, and this includes post-apocalyptic romance. We're talking about the 2020 film Only, in which he plays the partner of the last female human in the world. And staying with the speculative fiction, Odom will be exploring time travel in the film Needle in a Time Stack. In it, Odom plays a husband trying to preserve his marriage through time travel, as one does. And now this video is gonna feel like an infomercial because that's not all. Next year, we're getting a really special treat, a period crime drama that's a prequel to The Sopranos, called The Many Saints of Newark. Though there aren't yet any details about what role Odom will play, there's no doubt it'll be epic. Renee Elise Goldsberry as Angelica Schuler. After Hamilton, this lady has been busy. In 2017, she landed the lead in HBO's The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, before getting magical for her role in The House with a Clock in Its Walls in 2018. Despite being comfortable in multiple genres, it seems that Goldsberry has found her niche in television. From lending her voice to the animated The Lion Guard, to playing Quellcrist Falconer in Altered Carbon, the screen really does love her, and she knows it. When asked about her myriad roles, she told Town & Country, "I pinch myself that I've been able to work in so many fields and to play so many different characters. The common thread is that it's all good storytelling, and great writers make it all possible." Talk about teamwork. Daveed Diggs as Marquis de Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson. Diggs may have left audiences in awe of his ability to deliver epic raps at a superhuman pace, but his singing isn't the only thing picking up speed. His career is fast-tracking itself too. 2016 was a busy year for Diggs. He wrote and performed the song Parlez-vous Rap for the animated film Zootopia, before narrating a documentary called Growing Up Wild, having a role in The Get Down, and starting what is now a recurring role on the show Black-ish. 2017 was also a year of Diggs, as apart from voicing a character in the animated film Ferdinand, he worked as executive producer for the ABC show The Mayor, in which he played a rapper taking a chance in politics alongside Lea Michele. In 2018, Diggs showed that he was as good behind the camera as he is in front of it, through his award-winning film Blindspotting, which he co-wrote, produced, and starred in. Fans will also see more of Diggs in the sci-fi television show Snowpiercer, in which he plays a prisoner aboard a train in a post-apocalyptic world. But don't worry, it's not all serious projects with this guy. Later this year, we'll be able to hear Diggs' voice in the Pixar film Soul, alongside Jamie Foxx, before we see him in the live-action The Little Mermaid, in which he'll be playing our favorite hesitant crab, Sebastian. Anthony Ramos as John Lawrence and Philip Hamilton. Ramos may be fresh out of acting school, but this guy's well on his way to becoming well-known in the entertainment industry. Since leaving Hamilton, he's been spotted among some Hollywood heavyweights in 2018's A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, as well as 2019's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. In the same year, he released his first album, The Good and the Bad, along with a YouTube documentary chronicling the process. And this year, he returned to the big screen for a role in Trolls World Tour with Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick. But he's not showing any signs of slowing down. Later this year, he's due to appear in The Honest Thief with Liam Neeson, before getting back together with Lin Manuel Miranda for In the Heights. Man, there's so much to look forward to from this actor. Jonathan Groff as King George III. He may only have had 9 minutes of stage time during Hamilton, but that was obviously enough time to shine. Since the play, Groff has played FBI agent Holden Ford in David Fincher's macabre Netflix series Mindhunter. The show follows well-known murder cases from the 70s and 80s, and is the darkest part that Groff has ever had to play. Though he admits that he finds the show harder to watch than to film, Groff found the process bleak, and to cheer himself up after takes, I would leave the set, listen to Beyoncé, and that was it. Thank goodness for Queen Bee. Last year, Groff took on a couple more lighthearted projects. After playing Seymour in an off-Broadway version of Little Shop of Horrors, he returned to voice Kristoff in Disney's Frozen 2. But when he's not singing to reindeer or chasing murderers, what else can we expect from the former King of England? We've got great news. Groff is expected to be in Matrix 4. Though his role remains unconfirmed, he'll be acting alongside the original Matrix cast, as well as another surprising newcomer to the franchise, Neil Patrick Harris. We have no doubt that the movie will be legendary, even if we have to wait until 2022 to enjoy it. And now the man responsible for it all, the writer, director, composer, and star of Hamilton. Lin Manuel Miranda as Alexander Hamilton. He may have started his acting career as a busboy on The Sopranos, but Lin Manuel Miranda has come far. Apart from being a TikTok sensation for all the wrong reasons, kids these days, am I right? This dynamic and talented actor and composer has proven himself capable in pretty much any genre, although his heart seems to be in animation and children's projects. He was responsible for bringing us the music in Moana, before voicing Gizmo Duck in Netflix's 2017 DuckTales reboot and recording the theme song for the reboot of The Magic School Bus. The next year, he was part of the Disney family when he played Jack, the Chimney Sweep, in Mary Poppins Returns, before contributing music for last year's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. In 2019, he also joined the BBC's talent list to play Lee Scoresby in His Darkest Materials, based on the best-selling novels by Philip Pullman. And he'd barely hung up his costume for that role before trying his hand at a new medium, writing. Miranda famously tweets inspirational and thoughtful sound bites in the mornings and evenings. After fans demanded more, he obliged, and in a clever ploy just in time for Christmas 2019, he decided to choose the best of these tweets to publish in an anthology called Good Morning, Good Night. Apart from the upcoming adaptations of his musicals in The Heights and Tick Tick Boom, both of which have been postponed due to the pandemic, he has some pretty exciting things lined up. Not only is he doing the music for the live-action Little Mermaid, but he's working on something new for Disney, a film called Encanto, which is about a magical family living in Colombia. But Miranda is also toying with an audience for YA audiences, an adaptation of The King Killer Chronicles, a series of books by fantasy author Patrick Rothfuss, in which Miranda will be the executive producer. Sadly, there's no confirmed release date or casting choices for this latest project, but we're looking forward to it. But what about the most important project of all, a sequel to Hamilton? In an interview with GQ, Miranda confirmed that he was working on a sequel, but it's still in its early days. Given that it took him 7 years to write Hamilton, we probably need to exercise some patience. After all, as he told GQ, the scrutiny on me is so much greater now. But yes, I'm writing some new things. I'm writing the first 3 or 4 songs. Hopefully this means we'll be able to see the whole cast reunited. Until then, we're gonna be binge watching anything else they're in. Will you be joining us? Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more awesome news.